In this country, they got them from border to border and around millions of miles of roadway. If I walk out of here without you, I'll see to it every fight promoter in the country knows about the dive you took with Bonzo just as fast as I can get to a telegraph key.
Scenes from a very popular show in the late 50s and early 60s at the Tales of Wells Fargo.
But a lot of people may not remember Dale Robertson.
A lot of the audience would be too young to remember that, but he's the granddaddy of our next category, and that is stars who are returning to network television.
Well, with so many shows doomed to failure, network executives look for an edge. Gene Wolfe discovered that saying hello again to proven veterans can sometimes mean the difference between success and failure.
They're faces you're used to seeing every week. Faces from long ago or from just last season. Faces you've loved to hate. Familiar faces wrapped in different clothes. The series veterans returning to television this fall bring with them a range of experience as diverse as the fall schedule. But there are similarities. This year, all the returning stars are men. They offer the network the hope of a kind of built-in insurance policy that familiarity will breed viewers. And above all, each presents his new TV series with the promise that this show is, in a word, different.
I think it is different.
It's something a little different.
It's the difference between a personality and an actor.
And it's a different approach.
The characters are different entirely.
We want to bring to the audience something very unique and different.
It's been a real kick knowing all of you. I wish you loads of luck. We'll do that coffee thing some other time. Bubba, I hope the check's in the mail because I'm headed on back to Massachusetts.
You can't go. We need this boy. This is Frank's place, and this is where he belongs.
For Tim Reid, on his new show, Frank's Place, different means a new style of comedy.
It is not a traditional sitcom. We're one-camera film. We have no laugh track. We don't shoot before a live audience. So we can offer the public a lot more to look at. We'll bring them into this bar, this restaurant. We'll show them all full walls.
Mrs. Warfield, I've spent most of my life as a cop and a DA chasing killers and thieves.
William Conrad was lured back to television series work by a character, J.L. McCabe, the Fat Man in his new show, Jake and the Fat Man. After years as Cannon, this was a chance for Conrad to quit pretending to be someone he's not.
Cannon was supposed to be a leading man, and I'm not, under the most ridiculous circumstances, I am not a leading man. I never believed myself, and I always was unhappy about it. For the first time, I am so happy, I'm like a pig wallowing in slop, honest to God.
Mr. McCabe.
Oh, yes. Yes, Your Honor. He's a stormer. He loves to stir up trouble with people. He's delightful. I love him.
Love you. You, I can't stand.
Be careful.
I'll try.
The lure for John Ritter back to series work was the opportunity to work with Hill Street Blues and L.A. Law creator Stephen Bochco and his partner Terry Louise Fisher. They offered Ritter in Hooperman something television may not desperately need, another cop show.
That never bothered me because I had been inundated with all these different situations. Okay, you're an ad guy. No, you're a teacher. You're a doctor. You're a neurosurgeon with a wacky sense of humor. Whoops! No. So it never really bothered me what the occupation was. Let's see what the... And Stephen Bochco and Terry Louise Fisher can really deliver.
Wish me luck. God.
Who the hell are you? Just an old cowboy staying over at your hotel?
It took Dale Robertson almost 20 years to return to series television. His new show, J.J. Starbuck, makes him recall his work on Tales of Wells Fargo. He sees his role of a crime-solving Texas millionaire as a return to real family television.
Well, it's a nice show, for one thing. I mean, they don't have to worry about the kids sitting there, and there's usually a pretty good moral to it, you know. It's and the stories are going to be uplifting. What I mean, you feel like you just had a bath instead of needing one when it's over with. I'm gonna get...
Dale Robertson, the cowboy, has learned that if you fall off your horse, you get back up and ride again. That's what returning star Dabney Coleman is doing this fall. The horse Coleman fell from was Buffalo Bill, a failed series that got critical acclaim but few viewers. Coleman's riding again with the Slap Maxwell story about a sports writer who viewers may find more likable.
Look at me. Don't you recognize me? It's the Slapper. It's your best friend.
He is not a chauvinist. He has a girlfriend and a wife that he's been separated from for 15 years, and that's it. But he's a rebel. He is a rebel, but he's fair, and he's a guy that I would like to have as a friend, you know, in real life. I mean, he would be a friend of mine.
You're in the hospital. My name's Buck, and I'm a doctor.
One more series veteran is up to bat this season. Dennis Weaver returns as Buck James, a trauma surgeon who also happens to be a Texas rancher, a character based on a real-life Texas doctor. The odds are always against a series succeeding, but Weaver, like all of this fall's returning stars, has good reason for coming back.
I've been doing this for over 30 years, and I've never ceased to be excited yet. I love this business. I mean, this is the most fun thing I could be doing. To think that I'm doing what is the most fun for me and getting paid for it is wonderful.
I can see why. Well, will it be just a matter of a little first aid to get these shows on their feet, or will they be dead on arrival?
We asked the critics for their prognosis on the life expectancy for the returning stars.
John Ritter is terrific in Hooperman, and it's way above average comedy drama about an unorthodox cop in San Francisco. The only thing is, it's a one-hour show trapped in a half-hour body. Nevertheless, should be one of the few new hits of the season.
At Frank's Place, the food looks delicious. The music's great. The characters are all wonderful. The one thing I wanted to hear more of? Laughs. But this show has so much going for it that I hope they can make it work.
A trauma surgeon in a hospital, in a big hospital. I don't know about you, but I've seen it so many times before. And Dennis Weaver doesn't make it really any different. Buck James is your standard knife 'em up.
William Conrad is resplendent and magnificent in Jake and the Fat Man. He does play the Fat Man, of course. He's a maverick district attorney. He's better than Crockett and Tubbs put together. In fact, he could be Crockett and Tubbs put together. One of my favorite new fall shows.
Now we have J.J. Starbuck. Oh, boy, that's the one I'm telling you. He is the Texan who rides clear out to California, 106-degree weather, with the top down on his old convertible, and he's got cow horns on the front, and his horn plays the eyes of Texas. Poor old Dale Robertson, if he hasn't got himself a lemon this time.